Hey everyone, are you ready to dive into something absolutely mind-blowing? Because what I'm about to share with you today will make you question everything you thought you knew about XRP and crypto. Stay curious, my friends, because we are literally headed to the moon. Look at this beauty. XRP is sitting pretty at $2.54 and it's green across the board. I mean, we're talking about that beautiful, gorgeous green that makes every crypto holder's heart sing. And here's the thing, we're not stopping here. We're going to keep climbing higher and higher until something major shifts in the market. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Have you noticed something weird about this pump? Right after CZ got released, we started seeing this incredible surge. Makes you wonder, were they actually holding back the manipulation this whole time? Maybe, just maybe, they're finally letting our beloved XRP breathe freely. All right, buckle up because today's video is unlike anything I've done before. We're going on a journey that connects the founding fathers of America, yes, you heard that right, to why Ripple and XRP were truly chosen for something bigger than we ever imagined. Trust me, this is going to blow your mind. Let's talk about something absolutely fascinating from the XRP community. You all know Mr. Pool, right? Well, prepare to have your mind blown by these deltas. Back in 2019, October 24th to be exact, someone asked him a crucial question. Will XRP have a slow or sudden rise in value? His answer? Sudden. And guess what? That was a delta for today, October 24th. Are we witnessing the beginning of something massive? I'm getting goosebumps just thinking about it. But wait, there's more. 2 years ago today, October 24th, 2023, he posted this cryptic message. Message begins. Launch 11-3-4-7. Message ends. Launch. What could this mean? Is November 3rd our launch date? Or are we looking at April 7th? I honestly don't know, but that word launch keeps echoing in my head.
Hold on, I'm checking my monitor right now. Holy cow! We're at $2.55! This rocket ship isn't slowing down, people! Here's what I'm seeing. We just smashed through that massive resistance at $2.52. And let me tell you, that was major resistance. The next stop? I'm looking at $2.70 as our next challenge. This is where things get really exciting. Now, this is where things get absolutely wild. The conspiracy theories are starting to surface, and honestly, they're making more sense by the minute. Breaking news just dropped. Coinbase, Ripple, and Gemini are listed as donors for President Trump's $300 million White House ballroom project. And get this, the tagline says, "Not everyone will make it to the dance." But Ripple? Ripple made the cut. Check this out. When they took that photo, did you notice the ships in the background? Doesn't that remind you of B2123 and Persevere? The connections are everywhere once you start looking. Okay, this is where it gets legitimately spine-tingling. Before you do anything else, smash that like button and share this video, because what I'm about to tell you needs to reach as many people as possible. So, Ripple is investing in Trump's White House ballroom construction, right? Well, according to Shadow of Ezra, there's a TikToker claiming something absolutely incredible. This new ballroom construction is going to completely disrupt the Freemasonic layout of Washington, D.C. Think about it. Our entire capital was intentionally designed with symbolic geometry that you can literally see from above. We're talking about sacred Freemason symbols woven directly into the city's blueprint. And now, this ballroom is going to break that centuries-old sacred symmetry and erase those symbols forever. Now here's where we really dive into the rabbit hole, folks. This White House ballroom that Ripple is donating to, this isn't just about money. This is about something much, much bigger. We're talking about the Freemasons. And trust me, once you see what I'm about to show you, you'll never look at Washington, D.C. the same way again.
So one thing I want to talk about is the original design of Washington, D.C. As you know, this was built as a Freemason city, and there's a lot of sacred geometry in Washington, D.C. You get an overlay of this with Freemason symbols and the star, which of course looks on the surface like a satanically built city because of the geometry of this place. Now, if you didn't know, Donald Trump is building an archway and adding to the ballroom. So this sacred geometry that's been set up in Washington, D.C. is about to be considered asymmetrical now, and it's going to fuck it up.
All right, check this out. I'm going to show you the overview map from a bird's eye view. Look at this layout of Washington, D.C. Do you see those strange patterns? Those aren't random, my friends. Look at how the roads and buildings are positioned. They're forming specific symbols that have been hiding in plain sight for over 200 years. The TikToker is suggesting that Trump's new ballroom, the one Ripple is helping fund, will actually disrupt this ancient flow. But how? That's the million-dollar question.
So this, quote, sacred Mason geometry that's been a part of Washington, D.C. for 250 years is about to be knocked out of whack and out of alignment because of Donald Trump's plans of what he's building. Most people haven't talked about that. I'm going to talk about it. I just did. And whether Donald Trump knows it or not, this is absolutely fantastic.
Here's something that might blow your mind. Donald Trump absolutely knows about this. And here's why. He's a Freemason himself. Think about it. Presidents aren't elected. They're selected. They're not randomly chosen from a hat, people. They're placed there for very specific purposes. And get this, the founding fathers of America, every single one of them was a Mason. Now, I know this might sound scary, but actually it's kind of comforting when you think about it. Why? Because it means chaos isn't random. It's coordinated. Everything happens for a reason. Now, about this ballroom disrupting the sacred geometry, I'm not entirely convinced it would work that way. It would have to be a massive change to affect centuries of intentional design, right?
It's almost like Donald Trump's building plans are a physical thorn in the side to what Washington, D.C. was all about. This is absolutely fantastic news. I love this. I want to see Trump build more shit. Hey, what's up, America?
Here's what they love to do. Build to build with purpose. Look at these specific patterns in the roads, buildings, and construction layout of Washington, D.C. This isn't accidental, folks. This is deliberate, sacred geometry carved into our nation's capital. But wait, it gets even crazier. Let me break this down for you. Picture this. Back in 1791, what was going through the minds of the men designing our capital's street plan? George Washington, our very first president, commissioned Pierre-Charles L'Enfant to design Washington, D.C. L'Enfant was a French architect and civil engineer, and he's the mastermind behind this mysterious layout. All those diagonal avenues, those major intersections, those perfect circles, that was his design. But here's the kicker. George Washington had the final approval. Our founding father had the ultimate say in how this city would look, with all its intersections and bizarre patterns carved into the roads and buildings. Now, researcher David Ovison thinks there's a huge clue hidden in a painting of the city's foundation ceremony. Check out this incredible painting showing George Washington laying the cornerstone of DC's capital on September 18th, 1793. Look closely at what everyone is wearing. George Washington and all the senior figures are dressed in the full regalia of the Order of the Freemasons. That's right, both George Washington and Pierre-Charles L'Enfant were Freemasons. They built Masonic symbolism directly into the blueprint of our nation's capital. Here's where it gets absolutely mind-blowing. President Washington wasn't just any Mason. He was a top-ranking Mason. And get this, the secret codes and history of the Freemasons are literally carved into the symbols we see every single day. These are the people who built America from the ground up, folks. From the very beginning, from inception.
History was written exactly as they planned it. Let me show you something incredible. See that pentagram or blazing star? To Masons, this represents the shining light of God, just like Moses saw when he received the 10 Commandments. And guess what? Its southernmost point is touching the White House. But wait, there's more. The most important Masonic symbol of all, the square and compass, represents God the Creator and the architects of Solomon's temple. The compass is literally the most important symbol in the Bible. And here's something that'll make you think. How many times has Mr. Poole pointed to these exact symbols in the past? Makes you wonder, is he one of them too? Check out the Washington Monument. It's shaped like an obelisk, an ancient symbol from Egypt that connects directly to the pyramids. And speaking of ancient Egypt, where else do we see their symbols? Right there on our $1 bill. This is all Masonic influence on Washington, D.C., people. Now do you understand why Ripple is donating to Trump's new ballroom? Look at that list again. Coinbase, Ripple, and Gemini. These are the chosen ones. The things that were set in motion centuries ago were pre-planned, my friends. And here's something that might shock you. Brad Garlinghouse, he's a Mason himself. They all are. Every single one of them. But you know what? This actually brings me comfort. Why? Because it means we've already won. That's why if you're in this, if you're holding XRP, you've been initiated into something bigger. Photos on screen. Look at this. White House starts East Wing demolition to build Trump's ballroom. It's already beginning, folks. Now, I still don't think this will disrupt the sacred flow of the city that was founded so long ago. But it will be an addition to the new world that's coming. May the bear start dancing. And honestly, he probably will. Today's date, October 24th, expect the unexpected. A ton of stuff happened today, and I mean a ton. We had CPI data-related news dropping yesterday on October 23rd, and now look, XRP is mooning. This is absolutely incredible. Look at this AL calendar we're seeing. It's day 122 of 6026 AL, which perfectly aligns with today's date, day 122.
And get this, 122 is supposedly XRP's moon date too, January 22nd. Are you seeing the patterns here? This is probably exactly why Mr. Poole tweeted about today's date, telling us to expect the unexpected. Here's the bottom line, crypto family. We know the game plan now. We know the code. It's all been laid out right in front of our faces this entire time. The question now is, what happens next? I need your advice in the comments below. What do you think comes next in this incredible journey? Are you seeing all these connections like I am? But one thing's for certain, we're part of something much bigger than just a crypto investment. We're part of history in the making. That's all for today's mind-bending episode. If this opened your eyes like it did mine, smash that like button. Subscribe for more truth bombs, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay curious, stay strong, and keep those diamond hands.